Hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today it's so nice outside. The sun is out, but it's just the right temperature. It's not too hot and it's not cold. It's just nice. I was sitting out there for a long while and then I just say to myself, I'm going to come in here and do a live video because I have not been posting that much video in the past few weeks because I had been doing a lot of outside gardening. And as I did mention, and I mentioned several times in my videos, that I will be doing a lot of outside work. So the cooking is going to be more like in the winter time. So now I just want to go live because I think I'm beginning to like the live, even though I don't have 1,000 subscriptions. So I have to be doing it from my computer, and sometimes that is not convenient, just sit in one place and then, doing it. I wouldn't mind if I could walk around and, do whatever I want to do. So anyway, um, since I am not really doing live every day and what have you. So I really don't have like many people online, but then you will be able to see my live at some other point in time when you log into my YouTube video. So I am still going to go over, and hopefully some people will log on a little later, some of the things that you should really keep in your kitchen. And if you're going to be cooking and you want to experiment on different types of cooking and stuff like that, then you have to always be prepared. And some of the things that I use, that sometimes when I start cooking, I don't even know that I'm going to use it, and I eventually end up using those things. So it's not going to be in any specific order of importance. But let me start with the first thing. Number one is honey. And when I say honey, honey can be used it can be used to base things like fish. If you're baking chicken, you can use honey to base it. You can also use honey in your tea to sweeten it. And anything, you can use honey in cakes. You can use honey whenever you're baking cakes, and especially if you don't want to use the sugar, you can use something. Honey is more kind of natural, although now you have some honey that they're using sugar to sweeten it. And when you go into the supermarket and pick up your honey, you should always try. If you turn the bottle down and on the cork, and it takes like a long time to come out. Sometimes, like when it's heavy, the honey is heavier than normal, then it's mixed with sugar. And sometimes when you leave it in the cold, you can see it turn white, then you know that sugar is in there. Honey, the color of a honey should never change. And sometimes when you look at the bottom, when the honey is almost finished, you see something white that settles there. That's sugar. So sometimes it's not good to really compromise when it comes to pricing, because a lot of times the cheaper honey, they always have sugar in there. So I would say honey would be a good thing to keep in the house, because as I say, you might even have a visitor at home and the visitor says, "Oh, I don't take sugar. Do you take honey?" Yes. So honey is good to really keep in the house. So, so honey is one of them. And it's not, as I say, I'm not doing this in any specific order. I am just stating, saying the things that I usually keep in the house at all times. Eggs. Eggs, it's so easy to fix. You want to fix a quick breakfast, you can use eggs. You can boil it, you can fry it, you can scramble it. If you're on a diet and you don't want, you can boil the eggs, you can put them in the fridge, and if you're hungry, you can just grab one and eat it. And it is also very filling. And you use it, you can bake with it. And it's always good to keep eggs in the house. And I am sure my viewers here will agree with me on that. There's hardly anyone that I know, I shouldn't say that because one of my son doesn't like eggs. So I was just going to say there's hardly anyone that doesn't eat eggs. Okay. Banana is another thing. And why I say banana, you can use banana to bake, but not in just any and everything. But the thing is, banana is filling, and sometimes you might feel hungry, you don't want to prepare anything, and you just grab a banana, and that's it. You have a meal right there. Grab a banana, eat a banana, have some water, and you're just fine. Everything is just, it's very filling. So banana is a good thing to have. Then milk and cheese. I do not drink milk, but I know milk is a good thing to have in your house if you drink milk. Cheese, I love cheese. So I never go without cheese in my house at no time at all, because cheese, I will cut a piece of cheese and I will just snack on the cheese. And that's like a meal for me. It is very filling for me. So I would say milk and cheese. And then milk and cheese is also good for baking. Milk and cheese is good, like you're doing some types of pasta. Milk and cheese is good. So, and those things spoil easily. But then, I know it's something you should have. Because even though I don't drink milk, I keep milk in my fridge so that if I'm going to bake and it calls for milk, I always have milk here. And even though half the time I have to, throw the milk out, but I usually keep it. And rice. I think everyone has rice in their cupboard. Whether you're a vegetarian, you don't eat rice, and you only eat vegetables, everyone, I believe, has rice in their cupboard. And if you don't, just go out and buy rice, because it is so easy to fix a meal from rice. Something quick, seasoned rice and peas, plain rice, rice porridge, rice pudding. So there are a lot of things you can do with rice. And I am just saying the things that I know that sometimes I, suddenly have to fix a meal and I grab rice, you know. So instead of having to fix, oh, what do I fix? I have to fix this vegetable or that vegetable, or maybe fix two, three vegetables to combine, different form of vegetables to combine to make a meal. You can just go in your cupboard, grab your rice, and in 20 minutes, you have a meal. Um, the other thing is that this one, you should always, always, always keep this in your house. Broth, or canned soup. Because I'm telling you, these things are not that healthy, to be honest. If I tell you they're healthy, then I will be telling you wrong. And I am sure most people, if not everybody, know that these things has a lot of sodium. So, but sometimes you're home and your stomach might be upset, you might not be feeling great one day, and your energy level is not there to just go in the kitchen and start cooking some chicken soup or fish soup. Now, this is when it comes in handy because you can just grab a can of soup or broth and you can just heat it up, and that will help you with your stomach or give you energy. So just like how you would keep Tylenol in your house because you have a headache and then you're going to take the Tylenol, you don't plan for a headache, but then maybe you might have a headache or an ankle ache or something like that, which you did not plan for. But because you keep the the Tylenol in the house, you can always go and grab two Tylenols and you can take it and it relieve you of your pain. Now, if you have an upset stomach and you have soup in the house, because when you have an upset stomach, you're not going to have the energy to go to the stove and cook soup. So if you have that in the house, that's a good thing to have in the house. So you can just grab it, throw it in the microwave oven. If you have the energy to do so, maybe you can do it on the stove and then you can tweet it and then, maybe put your little seasoning there and stuff like that. But if you're really sick, you're not going to be able to do that. So you can just pop it in the microwave and then it comes out. You have something for your stomach and you're fine. So with that, I would highly recommend that you keep some form of canned soup in the house. Now, vinegar. Vinegar has so many different use. It's unbelievable. Vinegar, you can use vinegar for like disinfectant. Like for instance, I do baking sometimes and I have to use my countertop to roll my dough. And vinegar is a good thing to, once the countertop is clean, then you go over it with vinegar to disinfect it. And so vinegar is very, very good to have around in the house. Now, you put vinegar in so many things. Vinegar cuts rawness, like you use it to wash your fish or your meat, like chicken or so, to cut down on the rawness. You can use it like with baking soda to wash your pots, clean your stove, to clean the burn off the stove. Vinegar, you can, if you have a clog in your kitchen or so, in your sink, you can use the vinegar and the baking soda to try to loosen it. So, and if you have jewelry, you can try to use vinegar to clean it. So, vinegar is also a must in the kitchen. To keep vinegar in the kitchen is a must. Um, so, and then, regardless of who you are, whether you are a vegan, whether you're a pescatarian, chicken is a good thing to keep around the house and in your freezer. You should always be prepared for a guest. And sometimes, maybe why I'm saying this is because where I live, it's difficult for me to someone just pop up to my house and I'm doing cooking and it's difficult. I have to drive to go to the nearest supermarket or so wherever I get meat. So maybe this is why this is important to me to keep something in the fridge that I don't eat, but then the meals that I eat, a lot of people don't want to eat it. What if that person doesn't eat fish? So it's, for me, it's really good to have that in the house. So, these are, and I think I've been through 10 things already, but whenever you watch this video, I just want, if just give me an idea. You can leave a comment and to tell me some of the things that you think is really very important in your kitchen to have so that you can just grab and cook whenever you want to. You know, vegetables is good also to have. You know, I've done the 10 important things, but vegetables is good to have in there. But you know, a lot of times these vegetables doesn't, you know, it spoil easily. And if you don't like vegetables or you're not a vegetarian, then it would not make sense to keep vegetables in your house because, you know, you can't keep vegetables and wait on someone, it's going to spoil. I also keep canned fruits in my house. But the thing is, I never eat it. You know, I never eat canned fruits, but I keep them in the house. I keep them in my pantry. And some of the things I keep a lot of seasoning in my pantry. And just in case, but because I am doing my cook YouTube, maybe for me, why it is important to have these things in there. But I have every type of seasoning, and I did plant them, you know, a little bit of everything this year in my garden. And this year is the first time that I plant a little bit of every type of season in my garden. And I used some to do my pop choy yesterday. And I tell you, that thing tasted so good because now I am beginning to reap things from my garden. The spinach, I didn't do too well. It did well, but I waited too late to reap the spinach. So the spinach is no good, but the pak choy, it's ready. And I started cooking it. Have cooked it twice. And the first time I cook enough. I had it almost all the whole week with my meals. And then because I ate it by myself. And then I did do some yesterday, and my son ate pap choy for the first time. And there was none left because all he had for dinner was the pap choy. He didn't have anything else and some veggie meatball. That's all he had for dinner. So, you know, the pap choy is an entire meal. So it's a whole plate of pap choy. So, yeah. So this is, you know, and I just want to remind you guys, you know, what I always say. Remember to like, to share, to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you can see that video. And remember to share with your friends, your family, your coworkers, the people you know, the people you don't know, and even your enemies. So I'm here relaxing, not cooking today. I have a video that is going to be coming out soon. I am working on it. I am editing that video. My birthday video, it's going to be a long video. There were a lot of activities during my birthday last year because of the COVID. I did not, we had a barbecue here. We did not celebrate my birthday other than having a barbecue. And then this year, my birthday lasted like 2 days. The day before, which was this past Sunday. So that was the day before my birthday, and because everyone was off, then we did do something. I'm not going to get into the whole thing. I want you to watch the entire video because it's for Sunday and Monday, 2 days. So please watch the entire video to see how I celebrated my birthday. So guys, again, I know I posted a video here before, and I talked about things that you really need to do in the kitchen. And I hope you are just practicing some of the things that I did discuss in my video about, cooking and what you should do, and like when you're cooking things, you should always try to keep your surrounding very clean, especially your kitchen. Try free of any form of insects or anything like that. You should wash your hands all the time. You should clean your kitchen counter surface. Don't keep the counter very clogged up with all sorts of things on it. You should keep it, your kitchen should look just like how you would keep your living room or maybe your dining room, or even better, because remember, the food is coming from there. And for me, if the kitchen is dirty, I don't want your food. As a matter of fact, if I don't know you, I don't eat home cooked meal from anyone that I don't know, and I don't know what their surrounding is like. Because I can see you come out and you're nicely dressed. And I remember once I went into this house, the woman was so nicely dressed, uh, perfume up and makeup and everything like that. And you would think that someone like that, that keeps herself so clean and so neat, would have a clean house. And then when I went into this lady's house, she had a dog, and her house was carpeted. The house smelled like of dark dog pee. The carpet was black, and everything was thrown all over the place. You couldn't find anywhere to walk, and stuff like that. And this was many, many years ago. And when I went in there and I saw what her house looked like, I made the decision never to eat from anyone unless I go to your house and see what your kitchen looks like. So this is why it's a no-no for me. And this is why I always stress the point of keeping your kitchen clean, because it's it I mean, cooking in a dirty kitchen might not hurt anyone, but just the thought of knowing that the kitchen is dirty. So this is why, and I always try, not only my kitchen, but I always try to keep my surrounding clean, And growing up, my mother always says that cleanliness is next to godliness, and she was right. Cleanliness gives comfort. When there's no clutter around the place, it's such a good feeling that you can walk around without having to bump into anything, stuff like that. So that's why I say it's always good to keep your surrounding clean. It gives you peace of mind, it gives you comfort. And a lot of people who have clutter all over their places, sometimes they're depressed and they don't know why they're depressed, but that's the reason for that. So keep your kitchen clean if you don't keep anywhere else in your house clean, because that's where you're preparing your meals from. Now, what else can I say about the kitchen? Um, as I guess there's still a lot of hints that I'm going to share with you on here, but I am going to do them based on, what I see and what I feel at that point in time. And as I go along, I'll have more live. I will do a lot of live stream. I think I'm going to be doing some more live stream in the summertime, since I won't be doing as much cooking as in the winter time, because the winter time I'm inside, so that's more time for cooking. But my garden is so important to me also. I just like to see beauty and have beauty around me, surrounding me. So the summer is so short that we just have to enjoy the summer. If you are watching and you live in if you live in places like Florida and so forth where you have sun all year round, then this doesn't really apply to you. And if I lived in a sunny area, I would maybe do garden 24/7, but then maybe not, because I am afraid of lizards and all, those little things that crawl around in these warm areas. So I don't know how much gardening I would have been doing, or maybe I would have found a way to get around those, lizards and snakes and, all those things that, drives fear into some people, but into me more so, So I just want to thank you guys I want to thank my subscribers for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you have not yet subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. It's full time for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel now. And remember, subscribing is very, very important to me. And I thank for my subscribers who have already subscribed. I thank you for subscribing, and please continue to watch my video and share my video with your friends and your family. And you guys here, I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you on my next YouTube video. And also, if there's anything that you want me to discuss, please leave a comment in my YouTube video. Or if there's anything that you want me to cook, just let me know. And I will see you back here. Take care.